here I am back in the kitchen. It's been a long time since I have done anything from the kitchen. The other day when I walked down to the end of the driveway, or I should say I limped down to the end of the driveway, this brochure was waiting for me in the mailbox. And it is a brochure that a real estate agent in the area sends out. And I thought it was really great marketing on her part, but it focuses around healthy living, and inside is some exercise stuff, but on the outside is a recipe for paleo blueberry muffins. Now, I'm not paleo, but I'm always looking for healthier versions of things that I love and that Lou can eat, because he has to watch certain things more than I do. And when I saw this, I looked through the ingredient list and I said, well, I like everything in there. And I'll be honest with you, when I make a yogurt bowl, I like granola over it sometimes, but sometimes I like to take a little bit of a muffin and just crumble it over the top. And I just think I'm getting something a little more sinful. So that's what I'm gonna do with you today. I am going to make these. I have never made them before. I don't really make a lot of things with almond flour and coconut flour. So if it's a fail, then we're learning together, my friends, and I'll just tweak it. And that's what I like to do. Sometimes I will just find a recipe that I really, really like, and then I'll tweak it to make it something I like even more. So if you don't like an ingredient that I'm using in here, say coconut oil, you have a reaction to it or something, then you can go ahead and use olive oil. Olive oil is very good in muffins and breads. You can use an egg substitute if you can't use eggs. I don't know what you could use in place of almond flour and coconut flour, because they really are particular in the wet ratios and the dry ratios that go in with them. But if you're an expert at that, then you go for it. So I don't know if you can use oat flour. I don't know if you can use regular flour, but you can go ahead and try and then leave in the comments and let us know how they turned out. And then another thing is, if you can't, maple syrup, you don't like maple syrup, but you like honey, you can use honey in place of the maple syrup, okay? So there are ways that you can tweak it. Just use your baker's brain and you'll figure it all out. Okay, so we're gonna get started. First, you need to preheat your oven to 350. Let me get my zoom lens and make sure. I want to make sure, yeah, 350. And if you're baking in Celsius, that's 175. Okay, so then you want to line your muffin tray, and this is for regular size muffin, not mini and not maxi, just regular. And if you don't want to use the cupcake wraps, you can just really grease the pan with the coconut oil really well, or prepare your pan, because you'll not get it out if you don't. It even says that in the little pamphlet. But so I have 12 of them ready to go. Now, I did go ahead and spray lightly with an avocado oil, because I bought these little muffin holders from Home Goods, and I'm not really sure how well they're going to bake with something. All right, so I have a bowl for wet and a bowl for dry, or wet and dry. So what I'm going to do, I already measured everything out. So here I have 2.5 cups of almond flour, and I'm just going to pour that in. And next I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of coconut flour, and I'm going to add that. And then I have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Into the bowl that goes. And then I have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, sea salt. That goes into the bowl. So now I'm going to take my whisk, and I'm just going to sift all of this together. And that'll just take a minute. So we have that all blended, and just make sure that you have it really mixed well. So set that aside, and now we're going to go on to our wet ingredients. So into this bowl, I'm going to add 3 eggs, 3 large eggs at room temperature. I have them already in this bowl because I cracked them outside of here to make sure no shells get in there. So I have 3 eggs large at room temperature. And in this cup here, I have my 1/3 cup of maple syrup. I have a 1/4 cup of melted coconut oil, and I have a teaspoon of vanilla, and I have a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Those are all going in with the wet ingredients. So now here you will need your mixer, because you need to mix this up really well until it's nice and creamy. So I don't have glass bowls, so it's gonna make a little bit of a noise, so maybe I'll mute it. But I'm going to blend this until it is creamy. Okay, so the wet ingredients are incorporated. Really mix them well so they're well combined. Now you're going to take, I'm going to take a spatula. You see what it says? When I bought this, it made me think of all of you. I'm just going to put a little well in the center. And then I'm going to pour my wet ingredients into the dry. And I'm going to go ahead and scrape out everything. Because remember, almond flour and coconut are sensitive to moisture. So make sure that you get everything in there. Now you don't want to over mix this, so we're just going to start mixing it in a bowl, and I'm really kind of folding it over. So I am just going to keep folding until it's well incorporated. I don't know that this is going to make 12. Maybe it is mini muffins, I don't know. Okay, so there is my mixture. It's all combined. So now I'm going to get out a measuring cup, and you can use fresh blueberries, but I'm going to use frozen wild blueberries. So you don't want to take them out in advance. You want to make sure they're really frozen. And if you use fresh, I would take a little bit of coconut flour and put your fresh ones in there so that they don't sink all to the bottom. Let me get my blueberries. Okay, so I have my frozen wild blueberries, and I'm just going to take a cup of these. I like wild blueberries. They're very good for the brain, my friends. And now going back to, well, I don't like blueberries. You could try raspberries. You could try strawberries. You could try blackberries. Any fruit you like that is frozen. You don't want anything that's got a real high water content to it. So you do want to make sure that you're staying with berries, or maybe like peaches. I mean, you could try apple, but I don't know. So I'm just going to add this in here and scrape out all my blueberries. Now I'm just going to fold the blueberries in just until they're incorporated. I don't want to smash them or have them even thaw on me. So here we have it. Here is my mixture. It's a little on the thick side. And then we're gonna go ahead and spoon. It says 3/4 of the way. That's not gonna make 12 muffins. It doesn't say how many muffins it makes. Let me see. Let me zoom right in on it. It says, spoon the batter evenly, 1/3 way full. Yeah, it doesn't say how many it makes. So we'll do it with these, and whatever it makes, it makes. So I do have a muffin spoon that makes it really easy for you, but I'm just going to use a regular spoon and put them in. Oh, it might make it. Very nice. I'm hoping these are really good. I made I saw someone on Instagram making a seed. It was a bunch of different seeds, and then they mixed in a little bit of tahini. Anyway, I made it, and it's really good, and Lou loves it. He actually took some for his golf buddies today. And I'll show you the pan after I'm done loading it up. But anyway, I made it, and it was really good. It had, well, it's really good. It's like a bark, and it's I have a lot of it. It made a lot. So we can snack on that. Like I said, I can break it up over my yogurt. And I will have you all know, I know in my last video I said I was, well, one of my last videos, I said I was kind of you know, bummed and I had been putting weight on. The weight has been put on because I'm not able to get the steps. Well, I wasn't able to get all my steps in. It's very, very important to successful weight loss and keeping it off. And I needed to tweak my macros a little bit for maintenance. And I got a little lazy. I wasn't really using the scale and weighing my food. And it's amazing how much we overeat and don't think we do, but we do. And I think it's gonna make about 10. That's what I'm getting. Maybe I'm overfilling it, I don't know. I think some of them are gonna have a lot more blueberries in them than others. So they're gonna be a very wet. Let me just scrape this out. Okay, so it made 9 for me, but I think I may have overfilled them, but we'll see how they bake out. This is my first time trying it. Of course, any mistakes that I made while doing it, you won't make because you've watched me make the mistakes and we'll correct it. So when they come out, if they're gigantic, it means I put too much in. And if they really don't, you know, do much, I'm gonna taste one too, as soon as it comes out the oven. I love a warm muffin. But anyway, we are gonna go ahead and put this in the oven now. Okay, so we're putting them in a preheated 350 oven for 20 to 25 minutes. Allow me to do that, and I will be right back. This is what they look like. Let me get them close to you. It smells good. You know, I was gonna do something and I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm going to take a little bit of cinnamon. I have this really neat, you pull it back and you put your cinnamon in and then it's like a little sifter. I'm going to sprinkle a couple of these with cinnamon just so we can see how it tastes with cinnamon. We'll just do 2 of, well, I'm gonna do 3 of them, 4 of them. We'll do 4 with cinnamon. So I top 4 with cinnamon and 5 without. Gotta make sure nothing's on the bottom of the pan so it doesn't burn. And let me put these in the oven, I'll be right back. Okay, so it says 20 to 25 minutes. I know my oven, so I've set it about 23 minutes, and then we will go from there. Let me wash my hands and I'll be right back. So I was talking about, you know, my macros and having to change them up a little bit. There is truth to this, my friends. I thought because I wasn't walking that I needed to do away with a couple of calories. Well, for the intensity that I work out with my weights, I was not feeding my muscles the way I needed to. So I got back on track, I'm back on, and I'm already down 1.5 pounds from gaining, because I gained 9 pounds not being able to walk. And even though I know I can afford it, I don't want to go that road anymore. I don't want to be chasing pounds. I just don't. I want to stay in a comfort zone, and I was past that comfort zone. So I've already lost 1.5 pounds over the week, and most of it's probably water because I've cut out the popcorn that I was eating, which has a high amount of sodium. So I'm back to focusing on my protein, but I think I was overeating a little bit of protein as well. So I'm back to my protein. I'm back to really concentrating on fiber, because protein, the body takes longer to burn it. That's why you stay fuller. And fiber is important if you want to go. And I'm not one, I don't want to take all kinds of supplements to go to the bathroom. I really don't. So fiber, and I will tell you, allow me, this video, it was supposed to be 10 minutes. I wanted to share this. This is something I saw a nutritionist talking about on Instagram. And I never really try anything she makes because I want to eat, she eats real food, but she makes a lot of weird concoctions, and I'm just not into that. I mean, some people might think that I make weird concoctions too, and to each their own. I really believe that. But I saw these and I thought, because I like chia seeds and I like chia seed pudding. While I'm here, I may as well share this with you. So I decided, she was talking about basil seeds, which I have to tell you, I've never heard of them before. And I actually saw her talking about it maybe 6-7 months ago, I don't know. And I was watching someone else and they used basil seeds. And this person is she's a nutritionist as well, a little bit older than the younger girl. And if I can find them, because they're not anybody I'm subscribed to, they're just somebody that comes up in the middle of the night and I say, and I just sit there and watch them. But these are Zen basil seeds. Zen is the brand, I believe, and I have blueberry all over my fingers now. But what really got me, and you know I'm always about bone health, is, first of all, these have 2 times the fiber than chia seeds have, 2 times the potassium, 2 times the calcium, and 2 times the iron. And 1 serving, now they are 130 calories for the serving. Sometimes I just split it in half. But for a full serving, it's 15 grams of fiber. That is unbelievable. And they are gluten-free, lectin-free, vegan, keto, and paleo. None of which really matter to me because I'm not on any of those special diets, but it's cleanse, energize, focus, and feel fuller longer. I made a breakfast yogurt bowl this morning, and normally at around 9:30, because I eat at 6:30 in the morning, usually at 9:30 I need to have something. I'm hungry. I'm not hungry. And I only eat when I'm hungry. So what I do is I'll load up at lunch. Instead of the calories that I figured for a snack, I will add it on to the back end. So it'll go on to lunch and dinner and maybe my evening snack. But you know, if you're looking to get more calcium and fiber in your diet, this is worth it. And now this, I follow a cardiologist on Instagram. I don't follow them all. Some of them are way out there for me, but this guy seems to be just a normal cardiologist. He's a cardiothoracic surgeon, I believe. But he does little things where eat dinner with a heart surgeon and his family. And he was making his dinner, and he actually made this for the family for dessert. So I decided I was gonna try this. Now I haven't tasted it, so maybe I'll taste it on camera with all of you and let you know if it tastes terrible. He used cocoa in June, which I had never tried before. And this is a cultured coconut plant-based probiotic yogurt. Now high in calories, no protein. So you have to add the protein someplace else. There's no protein in this. So for me, this is not a good macro, but for somebody who is having problems with dairy, as I do, and it's not always easy to find lactose-free, and to be honest with you, taking the lactate kind of backs me up. So more information that you needed, but I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it real. So I tried this, and I bought the plain, and I used the plain in this, and then I bought the vanilla to try in other things. So this is his version of a chia pudding. Now it looks like this. I don't know how. I made it with mixed berries, and it makes a lot. So I'm just gonna give it a quick stir so you can see the thickness of this. So it looks like a pudding, you see? A thick pudding, and it's made with chia seeds. Now, if you're someone that can't handle the round circles of chia seed, try blending it before you put it in the refrigerator, because it really does. Oh, and the basil seeds have no taste like chia. Anyway, so this is with coconut milk, coconut yogurt. I did add a vegan protein powder to bump the protein up. Vanilla, maple syrup is in here, and the chia seeds, and there's a couple of other things. And then I took the, I have a bag of frozen raspberries, blackberries, strawberries. No, it's just a 3 berries. So blueberry, raspberry, and blackberry. And I put probably a good 1.5 cups of them in there and blended it up in my Vitamix. Then I had a full 1.25 cups of chia seeds, and I poured that mixture on top. So let's take a taste and see how it tastes, and then I'll have chia seeds in my teeth for the rest of the video. Oh goodness, it's very good. If I didn't have to use that vegan protein powder, which is grainy always. That is very, very good, my friends. Very good. So what I'll do with this is I will portion this into single serve bowls, and I will throw maybe some huge chocolate on it, and I will eat it as a dessert. And I'll put some fresh berries on it, and maybe a little sugar-free whipped cream. And that will be my dessert now, because my creamy caught on fire. So unless they send me a new one, which when I contact them, because my creamy, my new one is not that old, and I read online that some people are having problems with the blade coming off and then it sparks a fire inside the container. And luckily, I had not walked away. So you can learn a lot of good things on Instagram following the right people. Some people are a little bit on the wackadoo side for me. I can't do that. And if I can find any of those people, I will of course link them below for you. So I'm just gonna clean up here, and when the muffins come out of the oven, we'll take a look at them together, okay? Just wanted to quickly come on and show you the bark I was talking about. It looks like this, but it's all different seeds. There's pumpkin seeds in here, sesame seeds. I chopped up some pistachio. There's slivered almonds in here, and it's just really, really tasty, sugar-free, chocolate melted on the top. There's some tahini mixed in there with a little bit of maple syrup. And on the top is some sea salt. It is really, really good. Very good. A nice, perfect, healthy fat snack. Really good. I wish I could give you all a piece. Very good. I'm gonna put the recipes below, or I'll even link the video on Instagram if I can figure out how to do that. You know, I'm a dinosaur, so I don't know. But I will definitely put as much as I possibly can below. YouTube only allows us to put so much below. And if I can't look at the first comment, I will pin the recipe for you. So good. Any recipes that I can't get underneath will be in the first comment pinned. Okay, so the muffins are done. And this is what they look like. Nice and golden brown on top. I think that has something to do with the apple cider vinegar. They came out to be a perfect size. So I am going to let them cool slightly. But I thought what I would do for my lunch today, I'm gonna have some of that coconut that I just shared with you that the heart surgeon made. And I think I'm going to take one of the muffins, or at least half of the muffin, crumble it over it, and maybe put some fresh blueberries, or maybe a combination of strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries over that. Now that's not really as much protein as I'd like. I did put some protein powder in the pudding mix itself, but not enough to bump me up to the 25-30 grams I like to eat for my snacks. So I think I'll make a little snack out of this, not that necessarily my lunch. A little snack out of this, and then my lunch will be like chicken breast or something like that. All right, so let me just let these cool down for a second, and then I will be back to taste them, okay? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and try it. I decided on using cottage cheese, and the cottage cheese that I'm having for my lunch is the Good Culture cottage cheese in the strawberry flavor. This has 100 calories, and I think it's just a moment. This has 100 calories, and it has 15 grams of protein in it. So that's better than just having the coconut one with no protein. So I will have that for either a midday snack, or I will have it for my dessert tonight. So it does come out of the wrapper easily. And this is what it looks like. It smells yummy. And let's go ahead and break it off so you can see what it looks like inside. It's still steaming. And let me go ahead and just taste it. Well, I got blueberry. Let's taste this little piece. It's good. I need just a tad sweeter. Let me get one with cinnamon to see if the cinnamon helps, because they're actually good. The texture of them is good. They have nice flavor with a little cream cheese on them, low-fat cream cheese. They would probably taste much better, but I'm going to take this one. I had sprinkled cinnamon on the top, so let me just take a little bit of that one and taste the cinnamon on the top and see if that helps. The cinnamon is nice. I will say, I think when these cool down, the flavor will come out. You know when something's too hot, the flavor doesn't really come alive until it gets to a more acceptable temperature for your tongue. Very, very good. And the top layer has that crunchiness to it, so that's really nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sprinkle this over the cottage cheese, and I'm just gonna use probably half of the muffin, because this is just a snack for me. So here is cottage cheese with a beautiful muffin that you control the ingredients in. That's it. See, I have a really rough time buying these things that have monk fruit, erythritol, stevia, all of the artificial sweeteners. The only one that I'm not having a problem with is allulose, which I read some interesting things on that. So if you're looking for a good sweetener, especially if you're a diabetic or something, look up allulose and really read the benefits to it. They're finding out other things about it. But like I said, when this cools down, and I think it's cooled down a little bit, so we'll give it a try, I think the flavor would definitely come out. So let me just, now that it's cooled down slightly. Oh yeah. Yeah. Worth making. Yeah, these are good. And then just put it in with your yogurt or your cottage cheese, and I put some raspberries in here. Very good, my friends. Go ahead and give it a try. Sometimes it pays to open the junk in the mail. All right, my friends, that's it for today's video. Everything will be listed and linked below for you. Paleo blueberry muffins. You don't have to be paleo to enjoy them. You can swap out anything that doesn't really work for you in here. Olive oil instead of coconut oil. It's going to give you a totally different flavor, but still yummy. I've had many olive bread loaves that I have loved. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you do. If it gets enough views, I think I might start trying some of these recipes that I see other people doing, because sometimes you have to go and buy the ingredients for them and it can get expensive, and if it tastes like it's a dud, you don't want to be wasting your time. So I'll waste mine and my money. All right, that's it for today. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you as an ageless beauty. All we're trying to do here is age the best we can. Just get through it feeling and looking the best we can. And it does, my friends, start in the kitchen. It truly does. All right, that's it for today. Go out in the world, be lovable, and remember, it is okay to love your age. I love you all. Bisous.